Hello everybody, Matt Inman back. It's been a week, but I've been formulating this argument in my head for some time, and I can't hold it in any longer. This is going to be a pretty touchy subject. If you watch previous videos like the one about the Westboro Baptist Church, you know that I am a person that is in full support of equality across the board, whether that be gender equality, equality in the workplace, equality in terms of sexuality. It doesn't matter what kind of equality it is, I'm probably in support of it. That's no secret, I keep that pretty public, okay? And I am involved in many fights for equality, or protests, if you will, to ensure that my opinion is heard and that something is being done about that opinion. There are other people involved in this too. Now, I'm not saying this is a big group of people. This is a very small portion of the people that fight for equality, and they're a very radical group. But they're the ones that utterly piss me off, because they're doing something and expecting results by doing the same thing that the opposite side of the argument is doing. This is trying to win a fight for equality by spouting off hatred or discrimination. You're being prejudiced to someone else because they're prejudiced, okay? What I mean is, these radical, hard-headed, stubborn, not willing to listen to anything you say, if you think differently, fuck you, kind of people that are on the internet, specifically on the internet, like on Tumblr or Facebook radical pages, you know the like. And basically, when they see something that they don't agree with in terms of someone that is against equality, they go absolutely berserk. They go out of their mind. And they attack this person with verbal insults, calling them a waste of space, a piece of shit, trash, you're not going to amount to anything, you don't deserve to live on this green earth. What exactly do you plan on accomplishing with this type of action? That's like rubbing two sticks together, and violently, and not expecting a fire as the result. You're just expecting them to be sticks and just rub against each other with no end result. You are causing a bigger problem. You may not realize it, but you are causing a very large problem. You cannot win a fight against hate with more hate. That's like having an atom with only negatives, with only negative particles. You will get no charge out of that. You have to have a positive charge and a negative charge, and you gotta be that positive. You cannot be the person you are fighting against. You have to approach these arguments, you have to approach these protests in a pleasant, well, not really pleasant, but tolerant and civil manner. Because going up to somebody who has these ideas jammed in their head, possibly since childhood, they have that straight and narrow mindset. They've been thinking this way since they were children, more than likely, because that's usually how it starts. Can't really help that. You have to understand that. It's not necessarily their fault that they think that way. You have to come into the argument thinking of that specifically. But what you also have to think about is, how can I get this person to begin to understand why I think the way I do? You can't do that by insulting other people. You're not going to win anything, you're not going to gain any progress, you're going to stay in this exact same spot where we are, in this little rut, where we're not getting anything accomplished because we can't agree to disagree, or we can't understand each other. You have to approach this with a very calm mindset. You just can't blow up and personally attack someone when they don't agree with you, because, well, it's simply not morally correct, and you're being a hypocrite. you don't need to be in a fight for equality if you're not going to treat people as your equal. You can't call somebody a waste of space and then be like, oh hey, you need to support my cause because I'm for equality. No, you're not. You're clearly not. Because you're not treating people, all people, equally. You're treating this group of people like they are nothing. And what's that remind you of? The people you're fighting for, right? They got treated like they were nothing. Homosexual people get treated like they're nothing. Or that they don't deserve to have the same rights as the majority. Or whatever you want to put it as. You're basically doing the same thing to them as they are to you. It doesn't make sense how somebody can be so jumbled in their head as to think, maybe if I insult them and do exactly what they do, maybe they'll see how much it hurts. No, you're going to hurt them and they're going to become angry and therefore more radical. And you're going to become more radical and things are just going to get worse and it's going to go on a slow decline to crap. And nothing will change. You have to be that person that wants the change, that needs the change. You have to be that bigger person, be the adult in the situation, and grow up, speak or type in a civil manner, get your points across to where everyone can understand at least where you're coming from, maybe not agree with it, but understand it. And overall, be more civil, be more pleasant, be more polite, be more tolerant. Isn't that what you're fighting for? You've got to be that example or nobody's going to follow you. Approach your arguments differently. You can't throw out insults and not expect insults to be thrown back. Because that's how the world works, that's how people work. We are a very easily offended society. Change the way you think, and maybe you can change the way others think. You gotta be understanding so people can understand you. You have to show tolerance if you want people to be tolerant. It's two sides of the same coin, and you gotta make it land like this and not on one side. You gotta be equal. You gotta treat people as your equal if you truly want equality. That's all for this rant for now. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. If you have a different point of view, put it down in the comments section. Give me a like and don't forget to subscribe. Anyway, I'll see you all next time.